Greetings, fellow survivors of Icarus. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus Volcanic Prometheus. Episode 10, Breaking Ground on a Greenhouse. But let's go ahead and request our equipment. Oops. Request our equipment. And then go kill that crazed creature, which is like a mini boss. And yeah, it's delivering it up there again. Oh well. Oh, for the mini boss, I'm definitely gonna want to use javelins if I can sneak up on it and like obliterate it as an opening salvo. That'd be great. Oh, those are dead redbacks. I was like, why aren't my boars killing these redbacks around me? No, they had already done that. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Now I'm not as confused. Is there a suit to negate the permanent cave sickness? No, but there is humidifiers, dehumidifiers to do that. So you can build a dehumidifier. The base model will stop the cave sickness if fueled, and then the improved model will stop the cave sickness and worm spawns if powered. So if you want to live cave life, which I'm not going to, I intend to build a base, but if you want to live in the cave perpetually, you do have that option. So swap my old suit with the new one and put the low burn module in, which gives me fire resistance. I'm just going to send my old suit back to the station. Oh, they didn't want it. So it's going to be in a bag underneath the pod there. Alright, there goes my retinas. And now I also have a water slot in this suit too. So I can put my canteen in there and it will keep me watered. And then I also have the low burn module, which gives me fire resist. So, if you open up the full list and find fire... where is it? Fire... somewhere in here. But yeah, I have fire resist, so if I get set on fire by cave jaws or lava broodlings, it won't rip me up as fast, because fire damage is ridiculously bad. Sweet. Alright, crazed creature time. I think the boars are up to it. I don't think any of them were hurt. Once we get close, I'll do a health check. I also want to make sure that they don't jump off cliffs on the way over, because that would not be good. Yeah, where's the fire resist here? Yeah, there it is, 50%. Full health, full health, full health, full health. Let's do new pets. Yeah, dehumidifiers you're right. They're great for the caves that you're deep drilling into, because when you go to fetch the resources from the caves that you're deep drilling into, you have to deal with the worms. So, dehumidifying the caves so that you don't get worm spawns, so you're not harassed every time you go collect, is nice. Because in this game, there's no, like, conveyor belts or something like that. Like, you actually have to go fetch your resources by hand. So just beware that when you accept quests like hunt quests or boss killing crazed creature quests, even if you cancel them, it doesn't necessarily mean the animals will despawn. So you have to be careful about what quests you accept, because you can spawn like bosses that you can't manage to kill, and then you're sort of like stuck with that. So just letting you know that like that is entirely a possible. There it is. That's an entirely possible way to like screw up your save, I guess, in other words. And I think what I'm it's kind of staring at me, so I'm gonna go for a bow shot. Oh wow, okay, this won't be an issue. It like nearly died first hit. How deep can a cave be? Well, the tunnel caves are massive. I mean, you saw, if you were here, you saw the tunnel cave. It connected from here to here. It was that long. I mean, that's huge. And in the there are quests in the Prometheus quest line that will have you go do stuff like that. Oh yeah, hell yeah, definitely settlement assistance, without a doubt. Look at all that refined wood I don't have to make.
Clear area.
And that's why I take the simple quests periodically, because they can be amazing. Alright, back to trying to make the glass working, so we can set up a greenhouse. So, I suppose in hindsight, I really didn't need the woodworking station, the carpentry bench, because I have all this refined wood now. But I couldn't have known. Really? Okay. Whatever. I guess have a pick to the back. I guess I was full of, I was encumbered already, so. Go deliver this. Yeah, truth be told, this refined wood is not particularly useful. Well, the primary use for a bunch of refined wood like that would be to build trophies, like hunting trophies. But, because I'm only allowed to harvest stuff within this biome, there's really a tiny subset of all the animals that I could even make hunting trophies out of. Like boar, stonejaw, you know, redback, so on and so forth. So I might at some point get a hunting trophy bench to help with my coziness, but like, it's not gonna be game-changing. Or even all that helpful. But happy to have the free wood. Anyway. Oh my god, I have so much meat. What I really would have liked would be oxide rewards. Because there's, until I start deep drilling, there's not like an easy way to get a whole lot of oxide without, you know, killing it from drifters, so. Alright, next simple quest available, a scan, which is not too hard to do, and crafting materials. Crafting tools, I warn against, because you do not know what kind of tools they're going to ask for, and they might ask for tools that you do not have the resources for, meaning you have to then use your blueprints to unlock said tools, which, or just abandon. So, just keep that in mind when you potentially accept those quests. Alright, I don't need you guys right now, so I'm going to send them all to wander. I kind of wish there was, like, global commands for animals. I know that would make what is already overpowered even more overpowered, but it's annoying to have to, individually, one by one. And all the more reason why you wouldn't want, like, 20 boars, because the amount of effort that it would take to tell 20 boars to, like, stay put. Oh, good lord, no thanks. So glass bench, we've got the iron now. We need epoxy, rope, and copper nails. So copper nails. Because the rope is like a non-issue. I'm making 100 of it now. Hey, what were you killing? Oh, another boar? Nothing like some fratricide. Oh, I see another. Is that our boar? No. That's a hostile boar. Here, let me go, bring it over. That's gonna be annoying. Stop it. How much time do I spend researching games? Really depends on the game. Depends on the complexity and how much I have to show. And so Icarus is one of those that like I just enjoy. So it wasn't so much that I was like studying up on it. I was gonna play it anyway. But oh, phooey. So I have a lot of time in Icarus, but not all of it's necessarily relevant for this stream, because some of it was like when it first came out long ago. Oh my god, I have so much meat. What I wouldn't give for a freezer, so that this meat wouldn't just, like, constantly spoil. But if it spoils, I can always turn it into, fuel. So it's not a full loss. Ooh, and I just leveled up because they killed something. Talents. So there it is. Highlights thrown spears in the world. I don't think I'm going to go spears. I think I'm going to go pistols. But then we're also working on unlocking pack horse to lone wolf. So for the rest of my points here, one thing I could consider is exotic sprinter, but I think for now, I want to save my talent points, considering I'm going to potentially invest in firearms. But I don't want to put the points in yet, because I don't want to commit to that until I have it unlocked. So, grab epoxy and grab the nails. Oh, no, don't do that. I don't have a lot of... Yeah. That's an alternative path to epoxy, but I have so much crushed bone. And the other thing I can make is the alteration bench if I got 40 more nails. Which is another really good one for so many different reasons. So here we are. In order to make the reinforced stuff, I'm going to need epoxy, glass, and steel. And steel is likely going to be the biggest bottleneck because my glass I'm getting just from using the obsidian pick. And then the other thing we're going to want is the actual masonry bench too. Because glass alone isn't enough unless I want to make glass floors. Now, in terms of greenhouse meta, I think it's 9 or 10 pieces of greenhouse glass gives you the full bonus for greenhouse. So my first version of greenhouse might be just like working on the meta of just letting it enough, just having enough greenhouse glass to fully take advantage of the greenhouse bonus. But then eventually I'm going to want like a proper decent greenhouse. So what I do will change over time. Oh, not 400. Thank you very much. I want 12. So we also need to get Scortia for the grow up as well. Oh, and you're set. Ooh, you're set too. So what I'm doing here is moving the iron crop plots to be closer to the water. So it's more convenient. I don't have a greenhouse yet, so I'm just going to plop them here. But yeah, that's a lot more convenient, obviously. That's almost grown, and then I'll move it. And then these are partial. So, masonry bench is next. And I need rope and leather. That's no issue at all. How do I still need rope? Did I put like 100 rope in this thing? Yeah, whatever. There it is. And by itself, that's not going to be all that useful. I'm going to want to pair this masonry bench. I know the worms pop up here, but maybe I can block them. That'd be great. So I'm going to want to pair that with a sledgehammer to actually get the scoria. And scoria is not melted down in the stone furnace. So I can't even really take advantage of the scoria build until I get the next furnace up, which is okay. This forge. No, sorry, this concrete furnace. So the concrete furnace can melt down scoria bricks, and for this I need to get the cement mixer. Cement mixer is rope, stone, nails, iron ingots, and refined wood, and I have probably all the materials for that. That's 50 of this. Yes, I need 3 nails. Okay, yeah, no problem. Done. Simple missions. Scan crafting tool. So, I will consider a scan, but only once I'm, like, kind of waiting on my trees to mature. Because there's still actionable stuff for me to do for base building. And all of these deployables will then eventually be moved to my base once I have a base. Alright, the cement mixer is more efficient. Oh god, I have everything nested horribly. It's more efficient when water is present, I think. But I'm not going to worry about that bonus so much, because it's expensive to enable. An active water connection will increase processing speed and refund a portion of the crafting cost, but I don't have a way to do that easily. So in order to make the furnace, the concrete furnace, which allows us to get scoria brick, we need 20 mix. The epoxy and the ingots I pretty much already have. I definitely have. So here is the furnace, and we need 20 mix. So the mix itself is stone, tree sap, and silica ore. So we'll just load up whatever stone, tree sap, and silica ore that we have in the base, and then make up to 20 mix. So I can craft all 20. Perfect. Let's check up on the pets. Hunger. Okay, let's feed them. They can probably drink water for themselves. We've witnessed them. Oh, yeah, case in point, JD is drinking water. So I don't really need to worry about their water. And I probably don't really need to worry about the food. There's more stuff out here for me to kill and skin than I even have, that I even want to bother with. So we have an overabundance of that. Oh, the other thing that is really important to note. if you do plan on incorporating Scortia, for whatever reason, unless they've patched it like within the last day, the forge here cannot make the hammer, this guy, that you need in order to harvest Scortia. So don't get rid of your anvil bench because you can't make it on the tier 3 bench. So that's a bit of like a, oh, geez, didn't notice that. You know, let's just say I've been there, done that, didn't have the opportunity to make a sledgehammer when I needed one. So now we're getting the sledgehammer. Done. And that allows us to harvest Scortia from the ground. Also obsidian, if we wanted obsidian. So if we wanted obsidian, I know there's obsidian in the back of this cave here. I don't need it right now, so I'm not going to bother. But obsidian would be really good if we wanted to, get, the lava armor, the obsidian armor. The heavy obsidian armor I get at level 25, so in 3 levels. And the set bonus here is it gives you fire resistance while in lava. So basically, if you accidentally step into lava, you won't get murdered really, really fast. But it doesn't have the tanking bonus that the bone armor does, so I don't intend to get it because the bone armor is just OP as hell for like a level 5 armor or whatever it is. Oh, I just noticed I have rotten lungs. So once the concrete furnace is in, we won't really have need of this one. So I'm just going to rip up and refund that. Because it will be obsolete. So some things become obsolete. Like the crafting bench functionally becomes obsolete once you have the machining bench. But not all things become obsolete. So like the anvil bench doesn't become obsolete. Now with that said, once I have the sledgehammer, as long as I don't lose it, I don't really need the anvil bench because I can repair the sledgehammer at the next forge, but I can't make it on the next forge. So it's a weird sort of like, maybe that's accidental, maybe they didn't intend for that game mechanic. I'm not sure. Just let you know it exists. Alright, there it is. So that's a lot of the tier 3 stuff crafted. And we'll start smelting the silica ore into glass, because I know we're going to need a lot of glass. I'm just going to destroy the old forge, and then I'll put the Scortia in so we can start to get Scortia brick. Because that's, you know, going to allow us to actually set up the building. Oh, the gold I had can also be smelted in here too now. Because before, the last furnace couldn't even do gold ore either. So there it is, Scortia brick. And once we have a lot of Scortia brick, then we can mix Scortia brick. Oh, actually, you know, I don't want Scortia brick. I take that back. I don't know what I was thinking. So there is a totally different structure. And I'm glad I pulled that out. So in tier 2 masonry, there is Scortia, and maybe I'll have you guys decide which I build. So there's Scortia brick buildings here, which is tier 5, and then there's Scortia buildings here, which is also Storm 5. One looks more stony, like stonework, one more looks more brick. So what building type to use? So Scortia, or however you say it, or Scortia brick. Scoria, I don't know. Brick. I'm not a mason. I don't need to know these terms. But there you go. You can choose between the two. Because now I have the ability to make both. I already have the regular walls for it, but if you want me to do the brick style, this is totally fine, because it's not like I'm going to run out of coal ore to brick up the materials. That I should have in spades. So, I want to get the foundation for my greenhouse in. And then once I have the foundation in, out of brick or scoria or whatever it's called, then we can actually start moving the planters to where they belong. And it looks like brick's coming out ahead, so I'm going to start smelting down this stuff. The actual glass crafting requires water, and what that will do is it will pull water out of, like, my inventory. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to get a water skin and, like, fill it with water and then put that in the glass maker so that it doesn't use my, like, refined water, which requires charcoal. Because I don't have a lot of charcoal available to, like, waste for glass making, because glass, it doesn't need to be potable water to make glass. And that was all set, so I'm going to move these closer to the water and try to get them planted while it's, like, raining, because it's acid rain, but, like, the plants don't care, fortunately. Hey, Hillamdor, thank you for the gifted subs. Is it actually getting a water bonus? So this is my dirty water, right? Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't actually getting water. Okay, that's fine. I'm standing here. Done. They're all watered. So it looks pretty funny to have, like, trees chilling in a volcano zone, but, you know, that's what we're all about. Then the rest of this water skin will be for glass making. And I have to be very careful not to accidentally drink this crap, because I cannot stress enough how fast it wouldn't kill me, but it would be really annoying to, like, lose all my health that way. So let's do glass walls, at least initially. And then I know for us to get more glass, we're going to need to make blooms, so I'm going to need iron for that. And then, of course, the scoria brick stuff I'm going to need to unlock, and the scoria brick stuff costs iron and leather and nails and stuff like that, too. And also means I'm going to need the advanced bench, but I have the refined wood for it, so that's not a big deal. So we'll get the scoria brick set here, not the clay brick or the stone brick. Meaning that this masonry bench is obsolete already. Huzzah! But that's fine. I think it will look nicer. It's a bigger flex to get the nice one, so, like, I'm all about the flex. Plus, I did just get 80 wood from those trees. We're making a Death Valley Oasis? That we are. That's a really accurate way to describe this goal. So, 25 refined wood. Done. 2 more nails. And some stone. I would be surprised if I don't actually have the stone around. Done. Oh my god. There's no room for actually making bacon. I didn't notice that. Let's do 3 and 8. I don't have a biofuel can, so I'll just put the rotted meat into my, like, cooking station. I don't know. It's good enough. So here's the advanced one. And now we have the scoria brick, so tree sap and scoria. And what I want to do is get brick beams. So the idea for the base, for the entire base, is it's going to be on stilts. And the reason for that is predators are going to constantly harass me. And if my base is on stilts, my animals, my pets, will kill them really easily when there's no, like, walls to have to run around. So if I built walls and not on a stilt, like a stone jaw or, you know, another boar or a drac will start attacking the walls and destroying the things that are inside my base. On stilts, my boars will just kill everything incoming because there's no, like, terrain blockers stopping them from just going to full ham slaughter. So that's why I want everything on stilts. For absolutely the best way forward. I know I have a bunch of tree sap. Where the hell is it? I have no idea. Oh, yeah, here it is. And you can always make tree sap if you need, but, you know, whatever. So, brick beams. There's my first brick beam, and I have a lot of scoria over here to make into more brick beams. So, for starters, I will do... I'm going to put everything up on 4 beams for, like, a room. And then we'll go from there. How are you guys doing? Just killing everything in the area. Turning all enemies into a liquid. I love it. The brick also looks much nicer. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that I, like, spent the points for the and the materials for the non-stuff, but whatever. So this has good insulation. It can resist tier 5 storms, which is going to be the majority of them, and it won't take a ton of damage from higher tiered. And then after that, we're going to want brick floors. And then I'm going to need to get more scoria. Actually, I don't need to be holding this right now. So let's sludge up some scoria. Which is straightforward. I had some, like, literally right here. So the current priority is build a stilt greenhouse. And what I'm planning on doing is having the greenhouse be, like, over here on the other side of the pond, so that my requisition crap can't be on the cliff, because that's awful. But close enough to the water that, like, it's not super inconvenient to water my stuff. What's going on over there? My boar is murdering a redback. So, pretty easy to make this stuff. And I think I'll start small. I'll have, like, a greenhouse that's maybe like a 2x3, and then, like, grow from there. If I end up with more dirt and need more space. I have noticed that a lot of the resources in the volcanic biome are, like, doubled. So sometimes when you pick up a stone on the ground, there's, like, an identical stone right beneath it. Some of this scoria, as you can see, is doing the same thing. I don't know if that's intentional to double the yields, or if it's accidental, like they overlooked something. I have no idea. It is beneficial to me, I suppose, so whatever the case is. Oh, you know what? We might actually want the sulfur for now. Yeah, just keep growing. Keep giving me wood. Oh, that's phrasing. Well, you know. It's true. So I think 2x3 is probably a good goal. So I'm going to need 6 floors of brick total. Let's also put my old clothing away. I don't need to be holding my, like, old uniform. That's silly. And then the other advantage of the bricks, as you can see, is it's like tree sap and brick. It doesn't require the wood. So it's, like, ultimately pretty economical, despite the fact that I, like, wasted resources on a... you know, on the lower tier. The higher tier comes with that bonus, which I failed to mention, but you guys voted for it all the same. So either you're smarter than me, or, like, you are... I'll just go with you're smarter than me. Better for the doubt. Alright, shut up there! I can't wait until I don't live underneath the cliff, because having, like, Drax growl at me is, yeah, it gets old. All right. The other half of this equation, of course, which I have been ignoring, is for me to actually get the greenhouse, I need the greenhouse bits. So, I will have to go after... I have a lot of coal, so I will have to go after a lot of iron, mining surface or caves or whatever, once the scoria is set up. But what I want to do is I wanted to set up the foundations for where it will be. And this is the last piece I need for now. And that water filter is empty. I could burn some wood for charcoal, but I'm going to want to move that anyway, because if I'm going to be moving over here, I'm obviously going to want to move my water filter too. So, looking around, what is mineable here? Mineable, not mineable. Because I'm going to want to not incorporate unmineable rocks. Like, I don't want unmineable rocks to be blocking my designs. So maybe... here is pretty good. It's close enough to the water that I can pump pretty easily. I could always get a canteen out of steel to water it initially. Yeah, it's true. I could always build on top. The issue with building on top, of course, is with the extra elevation, it's extra build cost going upwards. Maybe it'll even be closer. Maybe right here. Yeah, I think all the stone around me is mineable, meaning that it won't be blocking, and I'm very close to the water, so it's not inconvenient for me to schlep water in. So I like it. So I'm going to put the beams here, and that's going to be the height. So this is 1, 2, 3, 2. And once you start a structure, it snaps everything. And also, like, you get full refunds if you, like, don't like where you placed it. So it's really cheap to be like, oopsie, I didn't mean there. So now, imagine a greenhouse above me, obviously. And the advantage of this is, if I'm up in my base and, like, things come to try to murder me, my hogs can easily just kill whatever's underneath the base before it actually does damage to the base. So that's the design ethos, at least. So the next part of this is to get more steel. For the actual walls. So what I have so far, which I can place down, is 2 reinforced walls. I can make a 3rd. So I'm going to do... if I need, what is it, 9 or 10? Let me look it up real quick. Icarus greenhouse. Can't they damage the beams? They can, but they're going to stop damaging the beams real quick once my murdering animals, you know, intercept. So I'm not at all worried about that. I think it's 9 or 10. I'm probably going to end up with way more glass than what is the bare minimum anyway, because I just like the look of the glass. I like having natural light filter through. So, the sun, I believe, goes east-west, which means it's going to be more beneficial to have glass facing east and west. So glass wall here, glass wall there, and because I have the trees, I'm also going to want it too high. So my plan is to have these slope inwards. So the center tiles is where I build the, I put the planters for the, and the coconut trees can clip through the roof. That doesn't actually matter. I just don't want it looking like that because it looks dumb. Speaking of which, and you can see how, like, I am now going to be rolling in wood. Wood was a huge constraint, and now I have lots of it because I'm building without a high wood cost, and I'm making wood constantly. Yeah, and I'll be placing the ranching and the sleeping bag for the hogs underneath, so that they are essentially in position to go murder anything that wants to bug me. Exactly. Okay, brick. So then, I'll want 4 walls. Actually, I'll do all the walls I can afford. And I'm also going to want ramps. But I can use thatch ramps for now. They're going to be temporary. Because the full vision is I won't have a door to the greenhouse from the outside. Because the greenhouse, I don't want, like, to have sources of fire nearby or anything like that. Let's do one more wall. And how are they doing? They're fine. They're a little hungry, but, like, not ravenous or anything like that. I know I could water these bad boys, but, like, they're growing. And I'm busy. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic Prometheus, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow prospectors.